Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About You, ABQ.
That's right, it's all about you, ABQ. Now, the goal of the show is to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, lifestyle, so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests that you'd like to see. So, we invite you to join the conversation. You can reach out using the hashtag up here, or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
I'm Grant Harvey, Vision Mortgage Home Loan Lender.
Now, you probably remember Grant as the head coach of the University of New Mexico men's Lobo hockey team, but now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage game.
You've seen Skip on HGTV's House Hunters, and he's part of the top 2% producing real estate agents in the country.
I love that intro every time. It just is so warm and
it's
welcoming.
It's a big tongue twister is what it is, and I've only nailed it twice.
But here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We've got a great show today. Streamline Services is in the house. Small business owners from out of state found Albuquerque, and now they're absolutely crushing it. And then we're also going to meet A1 Junk Removal, who have a cool story as well, being that they born and raised in Albuquerque and now also small business owners. So. Grant's going to jump into the mortgage minute in a little bit, and then obviously the end of the show, why everybody tunes in. And I don't even have to preface this. Do you want to take it from here?
It's probably Skip's Tips.
It's Skip's Tips. So, anyways, Grant, talk a little bit about your weekend, man. What have you been up to?
Yeah, so the Lobos had an event where the alumni played against the current Lobos, and guess who won?
The old man?
The old man won, because the old man a little bit more brawny and have a little bit more smarts. But it was a tough game. My old team was, I say my old team, the kids I used to coach were an excellent team. It was actually quite a feat, and haven't seen some of my old teammates play that good in a long time.
No, I played in a few alumni games for baseball, whether that was college or pro ball, and it's always fun to see if everybody's kept in shape or what kind of a piece of shit they turned into.
Well, you could tell. There's a few locker room pics that circulated that were safe for public and social media, but you could see the degradation if we had a before and after. Some of the guys looked like they could use some work in the cardiovascular section.
Do a few more ladders. Wait, first of all, was this guy? Was he there? Is this the mascot? I don't know.
You know what? This guy would have been there had we had lost the game, and I am very capable of throwing fits like that again and getting the double. Do you know anyone that's as capable as doing a double frown? That's when you're really sad.
How many lips do you have in that picture?
You've never been that sad to find out how many lips you've had. Let's see. So you said you've done an alumni. Let's hear about that, because baseball guys really entertain me. In terms of how much were you surprised about your skill waning, or?
It's embarrassing because you're so good and you pride yourself at being a good athlete for so many years, and then when you actually get back on the field and the game moves a little bit faster than I remember.
And we move a little bit slower than we were capable of.
No, but I want to talk a little bit about my weekend. I did something that I haven't done in a long time, since maybe EDC, but I time traveled, and I was telling Grant about this earlier. Nasty thing going around Albuquerque is the norovirus, and I met the norovirus head on at 2 a.m. Friday and didn't get out of bed until Monday morning. But the good news is I lost 12 pounds, time travel. I feel pretty good about myself.
When Skip had talked to me today about he said, "Hey, I lost 14 pounds. That's how he let in." I was like, "Hey, congrats! Ready to give him credit. What have you been doing? Running up and down the arroyos, trying to catch coyotes." And then he got sick, and it really explained the rapid weight loss. But I was ready to be like, "Hey, what was your regimen?"
Yeah, just doing push-ups for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
No, and then I literally just projectile spray painted the bathroom wall. So that's cool. That'll be fun if you guys want to come over later and help me clean that. No, great show today. One thing that you and I were talking about is mortgage rates, and a couple different things that we're seeing in the market that have really had an impact on on buyer demand.
Right.
And talk a little bit more about what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, the picture we had up was actually a good segue. I feel like this is the picture that everyone is doing when we talk about high interest rates. So let's get into our mortgage minute.
Now.
So I think what's on the forefront of every home purchaser's mind are the high interest rates. And I know we've had a benchmark of 3 and 3.5 being the standard, or even, maybe 4 being the standard of what interest rates ought to be. And we should be aware that interest rates climb, just like anything else. It's like a commodity of oil. Oil doesn't get stuck to one price. Gold doesn't get stuck to one price. It's floating up and down. I think there are many people that are waiting for interest rates to get below 7 or 6%. But guess what? So are a lot of home purchasers. And so what you're going to find is you're going to find that when you are ready to go put those offers in, you're going to reach probably 10, 12 people competing for the same property. What the advantage of having a high interest rate is, and I know you're saying an advantage, yes. The advantage is you're not going to be up against other home bidders. So if you can bite the bullet in the short term, I think you're going to find yourself one of the few bidders going in on houses, because when those interest rates go down, everyone will be chomping at the bit to put those offers in. So that's my mortgage minute.
Good info there, Grant. And I think you hit the nail on the head. The higher the rates are, the fewer the buyers are, the fewer the competition if you are writing offers. Once those rates go down, man, it's like blood in the water again. It's going to be a feeding frenzy.
There's always perils to each end. I think that people were saying, well, there's no inventory. Well, inventory is going to get back up there. And what's going to happen is then you're going to have a bunch of people vying for the same houses, and then interest rates going down. So I mean, you can't pin it to just one problem. You can't just declare that, oh man, if interest rates only went down, because everyone is facing the same problems. Low inventory, same problems. Higher interest rates, same problems. So find where you're going to have a competitive advantage over your competition.
Yeah, one thing I've always found is it's more money, more problems, honestly. It's more money, more problems.
Yeah, it reminds me of an old song you used to sing
Yeah,
at the bus stop.
The old lullaby. Here's where you're going to want to stay tuned. Coming up in the next segment, we're joined by Streamline Services, a small company, a husband and wife team that's absolutely crushing it out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
Yeah, good little duo.
Yeah, Tyler and Callie. So we're going to meet them in the next segment, so stay tuned. So welcome back to UABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner-broker of Sold by Skip Real Estate here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, Vision Mortgage Home Lender.
And we're joined in this segment by Streamline Services, a small business owners, husband and wife team, Tyler and McCallie, out of Wyoming, and found New Mexico.
Yeah, that's what a journey, and what a journey to tell. What a story to tell.
Let's welcome to the show Tyler and Callie. I'm so happy you guys are here. First of all, good friends, off camera, good friends, and we've done business together in the past. But welcome to the show. Talk a little bit about how did you end up in Tyler? How did you end up in New Mexico?
Well, that's kind of a long story. All of our families live in Cheyenne. I owned a general contracting company there, and kind of sold my position, and we were kind of wondering what was next for us. And this was during the heat of the housing frenzy during the pandemic, and we were just kind of looking around for the best opportunity, and landed on Albuquerque. The cost of living was there, the great weather is there, and turns out great people.
Yeah, so you're not wrong there. I mean, this is where we're born and raised, so.
Yeah, that was a good mention. Yeah, we were advocates about that state.
You guys are funny because when we met, you were in the process of buying a house, and so many times people during the Great Migration had to buy houses sight unseen or through video tours, and it's important to have the right team in place. So we were fortunate enough to connect with each other and then bring Grant into the picture to kind of do some financing for you. But I know we had it was a wild ride, and we got all the way to the finish line. And this was a case study. We still talk about you guys in your transaction today. We made it all the way, just so you guys, we'll bring you up to speed. We made it all the way to the finish line, about to hand them the keys, and we get a phone call from the underwriters that says, "Oh, hold on, we got to double check something real quick." And we were like, well, what's going on? What's going on? And then behind the scenes.
Yeah, we had a job change, and so I wasn't aware of it until we got to the closing table, and I had a fantastic account executive, and they helped us do it. But usually when it comes to home loans, you got to have kept the same parameters, the same employment, money, income that you stated the whole time. If there's any changes, you go back into underwriting. Well, here we are at the closing table, and we're ready to fund. So we were able to make it happen because we did get a job change, and we were able to illustrate that things got better even from moving here for rate or for income. But yeah, just as a lesson learned, guys, please keep your employment till you get to the closing table. And you can do whatever. Well, I don't want to encourage that. You can't just quit your job.
Either way, we're all here now.
Yeah, yay!
We're settled. So
Either that or you hire the pros, and they'll make it work.
Callie, here's why I want you on the show, because you're so bubbly and fun, and right out of the gate, you decided to go through another career change. Talk a little bit about Streamline Services and how you started that.
Yeah, so Streamline started all because when we moved here, they didn't have school on Wednesdays for a full day. Tyler and I moved here, we don't have any family. We decided to pack up our bags and try something new, and we picked Albuquerque. And so when you have no support system and you have children, what are you there to do? No better way than become an entrepreneur. So I did cleaning back home on the side gig for my friend who also built houses, and he encouraged me to do that. So when I came here, I said, well, let's do it. And I think I was white in my face and I was going to just puke everywhere. And Tyler was just like, no, babe, it's okay. We got this. You're great. So we never looked back. We've been here a year and a half now, and things are going great.
Well, what I love about your company, it's a husband and wife team, family owned and operated, and that's kind of everything that is UABQ. You know, small business owners scratching and clawing their way to the top to make a difference here in the community. And I know that, you know, starting a business in Rio Rancho or Albuquerque or New Mexico in general has its ups and downs, but I feel like Streamline Services has really caught on. So talk a little bit about Streamline, what you guys do, and what makes you different.
Yeah, so with Streamline, we offer a variety of a full package servicing, whether it's going to be your residential cleaning every day of the week, to bi-weekly, down to the nitty-gritty brand new construction cleanup, or our favorite one that we like is our make-ready service. So our make-ready service is going to be about when realtors or property management, they need to get a house ready to go for the next tenant. We come in, we do the fix-it-ups, he makes all the man glitter, he makes all the fun, and then my team comes in and we clean it up so that when the new tenants come in, it's like a brand new home.
Mention something that strikes out to me that someone may ask, the man glitter. So what would be man glitter? What's the definition of that?
So man glitter is my favorite term to use because you know what? Sawdust. It gets everywhere. It is just as bad as glitter. It gets everywhere, sticks to everything. It's man glitter.
We actually have to pick a lot of glitter off of me from Skip's use, so I'm very familiar with how much glitter can be intrusive to one's life. So yeah.
I'm a weekend dancer. No, but so what I hear you saying is your services are for new investment property owners like Grant, who closed on an investment house. So when his tenants are getting ready to move out, you guys will come in, get a clean sweep going through there.
Yes.
But also what I like about you is you are the handyman side of it, contractor that comes in and fixes, you know, all the things that are wrong that the tenant, all the mess that they made.
That's probably a useful thing to say. Hey, we have a conglomerate. I'll clean it up. And was there a screen door that was off or something that would be so ready to move that it would take two companies normally, right? And then you guys can say we've got it all. We will get this thing ready from just you two.
Yeah, just call us.
And that stands out to me. I haven't heard anyone else doing that.
Well, especially a husband and wife team, and they're easy to get a hold of. What else I like about it? I'm just going to continue to tell. Let me tell you what I like about you. You don't have to call them. Their website is completely immersive. So you just basically click a button. What do you need? You need an Airbnb clean out? Click. You need your kitchen redone? Click. And then they just take care of it. They send you the price. No phone call, no easy. I mean, it's super easy. So we always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One other project that we were working on together with Streamline is, and here's a shameless pitch for the new reality show. Selling You ABQ. It's going to be airing here shortly, locally on Fox, hopefully. But we highlight your services where you guys came in and helped us out with one of our listings. Talk a little bit about that experience. we had done a home inspection, then I handed you the list of everything wrong with the house, and you had a team come in and bang it out in a day.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's how we like to do it. You send us the inspection report, we go through it, we price, you know, each line item, and then it's easy as saying, hey, I want it done Thursday. We show up, knock the whole list out, you know, with good, qualified, competent staff.
Well, and then the man glitter, what happens is Callie comes in with her cape. Yeah, the superhero, the real star of the show comes in and makes it sparkle.
Yeah, we come in, we clean it out top to bottom, you know, your walls, your light fixtures, your sinks, your bathtubs, whatever comes our way, however long it's been sitting there, we have the right product, the right method, and we'll get it out.
Well, I'd like to tout that I think you do have the bubbly personality, and he is so matter of fact. So I'm doing alone with him. He was quick, he was on it, he was factual, and I think in a town that's called the land of Manana,
right.
You guys are kind of a refresher about how fast and orderly and factual you are, so I can appreciate that about your personality.
Yeah, honestly, and that's something we found moving here. You know, there's a big market for honest, hardworking people, and we just try to be both those, and it's really paid off for us.
What can we now infuse the part where what made you guys love Albuquerque? What sets it apart? What is something that you thought a real rancher, right? What's your bullet points about this place?
About this place, well, my number one is food. I can't go anywhere without food, and now I like spicy food,
Yeah,
so I'm
good.
ruined. So that'd be my number one. Well, and then I love the culture, the temperature, driving down the road, somebody selling oranges, you know, like we're from a small country town, you don't see that. Everybody's waving at everybody, but you can't just buy something on the side of the road,
Okay.
so I just love that.
Yeah. I know you. What do you have here?
You know, honestly, the sunsets have probably been my favorite. The sky here is second to none. You know, and the sandias, it's just gorgeous. Getting outside here, hiking, getting involved in the community has been great for us. Really enjoy it.
Well, we appreciate you guys getting involved in the community. I think it's a great story coming here to the land of enchantment and putting up, you know, a new business and really helping the community. So.
Yeah, what a good beginnings from soup to nuts. You arriving as our customers and now flourishing as residents here.
Yeah. On to the next project. So you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for being everything that is UABQ. We appreciate you guys coming on. We're gonna have links to your website, your social, and everything, so people can reach you to get that make-ready service that Streamline has to offer. So coming up, here's why you're gonna want to stay tuned. We're gonna meet another local business owner, A1. This new company, they have a fantastic backstory, but also stay tuned to the end of the show for everybody's favorites. I don't even have to say it. Should I say it? I'm gonna say it. Skip's Tips. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to UABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner-broker of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, Vision Mortgage, home loan lender.
We're joined by Brian and Nathan of A1 Junk Removal and Power Washing. Small business owners, grew up in Albuquerque, so they have a fantastic backstory. Funny guys to talk to, so let's just welcome them to the show. Brian, Nathan, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. I know you guys are busy out there breaking your backs in the cold as we roll into the spring and summer seasons. But grew up in Albuquerque. Talk a little bit about it. You guys were soccer players.
We were soccer players, yeah. First, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Both me and Nathan are born and raised Albuquerque. Started playing youth soccer together, worked our ways up together as we grew up, played high school ball at St. Pius, local school, won some state championships, did a few years of college together, kind of diverged, did our own things, did a few business ventures together in college, and then came back together in our early 30s to pursue junk removal here in Albuquerque.
But what are the first? I'm always fascinated by how people came to be. What were your first business? And I hope they're goofy. What were you guys doing?
Well, in college, are we allowed to talk about it? We weren't like, you know.
No, it's open. Yeah, it is actually
we
a
sold
little
kazoos
goofy.
and rentals. No,
We did fireworks stands.
So it's a little goofy. It's a little goofy.
But that's everything at UABQ, because I grew up buying fireworks and blowing up
Right.
stuff.
That's a good business too.
It's a good business. We did it for about 2 or 3 years. Found some success there while we were in school together. Nathan went to go pursue his degree. I went to pursue mine. And then we kind of ended back up in Albuquerque working our normal 9-to-5s. And we started junk removal kind of in the background on the weekends when we'd get off of work until we built it up over a couple years and turned it into our full-time gig now. So
what would be the startup of how would you put it out there, and then how did it get momentum? Who knew you were doing junk removal?
So we just put ads on Craigslist mostly, and then word of mouth, sometimes a few signs around the city. We bought a little trailer, and we didn't expect for it to like blow up as quick as it did. But there's a lot of like other junk companies. We did some other things too that really helped us out.
Okay.
Well, talk about the differences, because I know you have two educated guys, college degrees, working 9 to 5s, real jobs, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about how you made the switch into. Well, look at your boots are dirty.
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
like
no,
some
I'll
blue-collar
tell you,
guys now.
that's exactly right. We were in the office, I was an engineer, he was teaching at C&M, and I just knew right away that that's not what I wanted to do for the next 30 years. My family is very business oriented. They have a handful of businesses here in Albuquerque, California, Texas, so I didn't know what I was gonna go into. Honestly, I looked for a service that was relatively low cost to start and where I thought I could find some success, very simply put, and that's exactly what we did. We started throwing up ads, we bought a truck and trailer, the calls started to come in, and we just focused on being the best and delivering the best customer service all the time.
What do you think catapulted you? What was the difference where you both went, you know what, we should probably go for this?
We set some goals for ourselves, both financial and lifestyle wise, early 2022, and we hit those goals and exceeded them. And that's when we came to the realization that this was something that we should probably pursue 110%.
Well, I think it's a cool story, and I think you guys even got a little clip on the news. The news picked you guys up because it was just a cool backstory. But to speak to customer service, now anybody that's called a junk removal company, the last thing you're expecting is customer service, a couple of good-looking guys with in a nice shirt and good attire. So I think that's definitely set you as apart. Number one is
Definitely.
you guys probably show up on time,
Yeah.
and you don't smell like
And we answer the phone.
Yeah.
And you have all your teeth,
People don't
which is
even
actually
answer
more
the
than
phone.
I
We
can
have
say
all our
sometimes.
teeth,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as simple as it sounds, it's just that the basics, right? We focused on the basics, answering the phone professionally, showing up on time, staying true to our estimate. A lot of the junk companies or service industries, for example, they say it's gonna be a $200 job. It's time to pay, and they tell the little old lady, hey, it's $350, and there's all these weird hidden fees. So we're very transparent. We try to make it very easy and streamlined for the customer, and that has seemed to pay dividends for us.
Yeah, talk about some of these jobs we're looking at on the screen right now. We see you guys. So this is the truck you guys bought, or have you guys upgraded so far?
So that's our trailer, and then we have one small box truck and one large box truck. So we've upgraded most of our stuff, but we still use that trailer every day.
How many man operation is it?
So
Three.
So us two, and then we have a general manager who also works full time, and then we have a handful of like contractors that we have on big jobs.
What would you say you farm out? Like, what needs extra help? What job would go, hey, we're going to need to call in a couple experts in this?
Huge office clean out.
Okay.
Let's imagine today we're at a 28,000 square foot office, and we gave a quote for it. We're going to need like 10 guys for that job.
Okay.
It's just going to take 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, I'll be busy that day. Don't call me in the middle.
Dude, what is the most obnoxious job you guys have been called to where you go, yeah, we'll do this, but I didn't know we're going to remove the Titanic from your backyard?
So when we started, our goal was to never turn down a job.
Okay.
Every single time we're like, if we can do it, we'll do it. And we showed up to this house, and there was maybe like 70 bins of used kitty litter, and
Crazy cat.
Dozens of feral cats.
And the carpet had been pulled out of like this mobile home too, and it had rained, and it smelled terrible. And we did it, and we underbid the job because we didn't know how to bid jobs correctly still. And really, like, it was disgusting. We were gagging the whole time, but that was really showed. That's why we're different than these other companies, because like we took that risk. We said no.
You know what I think would make a good reality show would be following you guys. I'm sure you've had
We've
that
talked about
conversation.
that. We've definitely
You should see the
talked about
customers.
that.
Many of the customers are great, but some of them are a little bit out there.
I would love to be on the other end and then set them up as the prank on the reality show and then be all, watch this, I want you to remove like 700 barrels of oil. And
I mean, if we had that job now, I would say no. Like, we're definitely not doing that kitty litter job ever again.
Yeah, you've
But
made it to the point.
We wanted to hit a certain amount of money in 3 months, so we took every single job.
What would you say your limit in kitty litter would be? So then the customers would know
0.
where the cutoff point was.
What is the kitty quota for you guys?
I have 85 feral cats. What should I do?
Can you come over? So let's talk about it though. I mean, a junk haul, it sounds like an easy enough thing, but I would imagine you have to have special licenses to handle maybe different types of chemicals or different
litter.
places you have to take paint, stuff like that. Where do you take paint? Do you just drink it? I don't even know.
So there are facilities in Albuquerque, you take that too. We don't do hazardous material transportation. So paints, oils, chemicals, they stay with the customer, and we tell them, hey, you can drop it off free for these certain things. We just do everything above ground. You got your garage cleanouts, backyards, offices, foreclosures for realtors, storage units, stuff like that.
Okay, craziest thing you've seen in the storage unit.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst.
One on Sunday, a person had a whole car in there that was so old and destroyed, and they were paying money to keep this car in there. That was probably worth $500.
Just this car skeleton.
And had this car in there for 10 years, and they were gonna fix it.
I've heard this story about storage unit. There's a big hockey fan named Tony Orlando, and he tells me there are units they find. They go, why would someone be paying $13,000 over the course of the year to have these 3 newspapers in here? That blows my mind. Yeah,
we see those all the time.
Okay.
Oh man, let's talk a little bit about let's talk about Marky Battaglia,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, let's throw that out there, big shout out.
I wish there was a picture of just her on her horse.
No, that's funny. We went to a birthday party, a couple weeks ago in spring training. We talked about that on the show as well, but either way, I don't know. That's the connection here, so.
Yes.
But your family's got deep roots in Albuquerque and New Mexico, a little bit of California as well. Talk about some of the backstory, some of the businesses that have, taken off here in town that people didn't even know about, but you've got ties to. Maybe.
Yeah, so my first cousin, Marky, is Skip's wife's best friend.
Correct.
That's how this kind of came together. We've done work for Skip and his wife over the last year or so. And Marky told us that you'd run the show and we were interested and we came together. But that all started with parking. They have big parking lots out in California. My dad owns storage units here in Albuquerque, so like I said, we're very business oriented. None of us were really too traditional in the office type of job. For whatever reason, we don't have the personality to really play the game of politics and all those niceties. So that's why it really didn't last for me in the engineering field, and business was something that was just, nagging at me. And for whatever reason, the universe or God, however you want to put it, presented junk removal, and we ran with it.
Yeah,
and we're very thankful.
I can appreciate someone getting a degree in the field and going, you know what, I did all this, and someone going, what do you mean? What are you going to do that for? You work so hard, and you go, well, it's not for me. There's so many paths to life, and it's great that you did engineering, telling this story, because now it's a lucrative thing, but maybe you needed to go down that path to realize it wasn't for you.
It 100% led to this, and I'm very thankful for that degree. I'm very thankful for the 4 years of experience I did do, because I now know how that world and industry is, and now I have this one, and I'm infinitely thankful for this operation that we have. But yeah, it was all part of the process, and we would often talk, me and Nathan, hey, too bad we didn't do this 10 years ago, but I think a lot of the success is now that we're a little bit older and can handle the responsibilities that come with running a business.
We were too immature when we were 24.
I don't know what that's like. Yeah.
Talking about Skip and I's beginning of meeting each other playing magnet darts because we had no guidance in the mortgage industry, and just be like, hey man, how much business you have? We go, well, I have some, but we have no help, so I guess we're going to make $0.
Yeah. What do you want to do for lunch?
Yeah, I actually stuck it out, and he picked a career that actually was didn't have you starving for 5 months at a time. But let's talk about, we try to tie in why people stay in New Mexico. I'm sure you had chances to move somewhere else. I'm sure you know what it's like. What are your favorite parts about Albuquerque? Maybe some bullet points.
Let's see. So I lived in Czech Republic for 3 years, Chicago for 2 years, and Germany for 2 years. In my 20s and early 30s, and I moved back here. I just think Albuquerque is easier. It's a lot cheaper here than other places, and there's a lot less competition. Like, every person I know moved to the big cities to compete every day with all of these people. Here, I really feel like there's a lot less competition, and it's a lot easier to succeed if you try hard, because if you just put in your full effort into something, you'll probably succeed here.
That seems to be a common theme we keep with all our guests that go, if people are just looking for a reliable stand-up person.
Yeah, I mean, when we show up on time, people say, wow, you showed up on time. People say that. Or why did you go with us? You were the first one to answer.
Yeah, we get that.
It's funny that you do the small things right, but I think that's, Albuquerque, it has so many opportunities in the fact that there's new blood, new business owners coming up with a new spirit, and we appreciate the hard work, and I think it's great that you guys have that backstory and the roots in New Mexico and keep it here local. But great world perspective, traveling around. I'm sure soccer's taking you guys to every small town or around the Southwest.
Czech Republic, let's talk about that. What?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, not to say it's a bad place.
So let's see. When I was at UNM for my undergrad, I studied abroad for 1 semester, and it was awesome in Austria. So when I graduated, I just moved to Czech Republic. Didn't know a single person in the country. Lived there for 3 years. It was great. And I'm definitely going to live there when I retire, when I'm older.
So you were English as second language?
Yeah, so I was just teaching. I was only teaching English just because it was the easy way to work there. I didn't want to do it. And then I later pursued a master's degree in that, when I realized like I need in education you need like all of these degrees before you can even do it.
And you're in Austria too, you said?
I studied abroad there for 6 months.
You know how big, you won't know, the Red Bull empire is in Austria. This is where all that money came from. It was an Austrian-based place. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think it's in the water fountains at schools, but it is the birthplace. Yeah.
No, I didn't really go to school that much when I was 7
Or is it? Yeah. Can you even get water in Austria? Is it just Red Bull? And let's talk about what are your favorite parts about Albuquerque?
Very similar to what Nathan said. It's ripe for opportunity. And not to knock Albuquerque, I'm from here and I love it, but we're a little behind the curve, right? Compared to Phoenix or Las Vegas or these other cities that are around us. So it presents us a very nice opportunity to kind of strike and hopefully be at the forefront of this service industry that we want to become.
Yeah. Well, and it's always, it's a great place to be when you're behind the times, because you can always take a trip out to California and see what people are doing in your industry and go, oh,
bring it back.
Answer the phones. I'm going to go back home and answer the phone, see if that helps. Right. And all of a sudden, it's like, you know, you're five years ahead of anybody here. So.
And you're a family man now, right? And so you have to actually probably endorse this as a place to be raising a family, right?
Yeah. No better place than Albuquerque. Yeah. But no, I'm very happy. I intend to stay here, you know, to grow this business and see what it becomes. Yeah. I have no intention of leaving anytime soon.
Okay. Well, we're excited that you guys came on the show. We're going to have links to your website and ways to reach you guys for all of the guests or for all the people watching at home and around the world, dude. Let's be honest.
Yeah, once they see Skip's Tips, this place is cool.
One other thing, we also started a pressure washing business too.
Oh, talk about it.
So we started that 3 months ago. We bought a really nice pressure washing rig. Every day we talk about new businesses, we see new service companies. So we try to find ones that there's not too many in that field and start one. So we want to start more businesses as we grow.
What are the main things that people order pressure washing for?
Gas stations do.
Gas stations, restaurants.
Yeah, I'm a big pressure washer trivia guy.
Yeah. Daily
double. Oh, do you want to actually? You can ask me. No, but I do know that for some reason.
Today someone saw us at a house and said, hey, how much is it for my driveway? Get the oil stains off. We did a house on Monday. We did a storefront on Monday. So,
do you ever look at a property and go, "Hey, you know, we're going to do this removal, but you know, are you aware we could help you out here?" Is that kind of a combination?
Every time we go to lunch, we talk to the manager of the restaurant, say, "Hey, who does your pressure washing?" It's a little hard to get in. We're still a little bit new, but eventually the calls will start coming in. They'll see, okay, this is another legitimate company doing this.
Congrats, you got entrepreneurial spirit serving you well.
Yeah, so you guys have been doing it, what, 2 years now? A year?
Yeah, full-time, a year. Okay. A1's background's about 3 years old.
You should sell.
And Brian started it first. I came on a little bit
maybe
later.
So fireworks too, selling fireworks.
I mean, look,
and then say we pressure washer,
go.
Would you guys like fireworks as a trio, as our combo?
Well, the fireworks is great because it's only for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
just 2 weeks a year, and then you're done.
It's
so
like
you really work hard for 2 weeks and then finished.
It's like a pumpkin patch. Well, Skip has vast knowledge about his pumpkin patch.
You guys ever grew up on a pumpkin patch?
You ever had a college job as a pumpkin patch farmer? Yeah. All right, with that was a good segment. I think.
No, I appreciate you guys.
It tackled a lot of our probably we thought might be dumb questions, but we know nothing.
Not at all. Not at all.
Good. We'll have links to your website in the description of the show below. But thank you guys for stopping by. And then also, here's where you're going to want to stay tuned to the last segment, and it's everybody's favorite time.
Sponsored by Red Bull.
Sponsored by
Skip's Tips.
It's going to be time for Skip's Tips. Stay tuned.
Hello, we're back, UABQ, and we had two Action Pass guest segments here. And I hope if you're having a bad day, you turn that frown around. Look at that. But now we're into our favorite segment of the show, Skip's Tips. Take it away.
Oh, that's right. It's Skip's Tips. Skip's Tips are anything that saves us time, makes us more money, or allows us to have more fun, whether that's in real life or real estate. As interest rates are up, let's talk about the biggest mistake that sellers are making right now. And it's lowering the purchase price of their house in an attempt to attract more buyers. Look, lowering the price of a house is only going to save a buyer maybe $100 a month on their payment. Buyers only care about two things: what's their interest rate and what's their monthly payment. So instead of reducing your asking price by 20 grand, use that money as a buy down for the buyer's interest rate. Look, saving the buyer money on a monthly payment is going to provide you with much more value, much more purchasing power. So instead of reducing the price, buy down their interest rate and save them more money. Hey, if you like this tip even just a bit, then send it to a friend, because that's Skip's Tips. Oh, wait, where are they at? Listen, dude, this is hilarious because if you turn the frown upside down, it still looks like a frown. Flappy gums.
And actually, the other cool part about this photo is a lot of people don't know what that really is. It becomes a very controversial subject when I say, what is that? And it maybe speaks into some Freudian psychology about what you interpret this clearly what is an elephant to be.
Oh, I thought it was Pizzagate. What do you say?
But hey, this was a fun segment. Your Skip Tips was good. We kind of ping-ponged, off each other about our intro and our outro. So
yeah, look, as long as we're on the same page, that's everything that is UABQ. So stay tuned Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings here on the Education Channel, and also live around the world on YouTube. So we appreciate you guys tuning in.
This
is all about UABQ.